What up, guys? So, wow. Kawhi just put down one of the best playoff performances I've ever seen, and damn, that one stung for me. Lost the Nuggets bet by a single point. I am very interested to see how this Nuggets series turns out now. They might be fucked, guys. Like, no joke. You can't lose games at home, and this is now two games they've basically given away at home. Horrible turnovers, not hitting free throws, missing fucking dunks. That Aaron Gordon missed dunk was, I know it's just one basket, but considering the circumstances, that just can't happen. It completely killed their momentum, and it cost them in the long run. Having to get only a 2 point play for the win with Joker on your team versus needing a three completely changes the complexity of the ending of the game. And I do really think if Aaron Gordon makes that dunk, the Nuggets still win. Ooh, really, really, really rough loss. And guys, this series, I expected the Clippers to only lose one game at home. So the Nuggets now have to win. Uh, yeah, I guess they still only have to win one game, but still, that means it gets pushed to 7 games. And the pressure will be on both teams in a game 7. Zubac still has not played anywhere close to as good as he's been this regular season, which isn't all that surprising. He's never been good at dealing with Joker, and nobody is. Let's be real. So I expect Zubac to have a couple good home games. The Clippers role players really did not play well outside of Harden, if we consider him a role player these days. And he's been so good the second half, not even the last quarter of the season. He's been so good. I really think the Nuggets probably are cooked this series, guys. As much as I like the firing of Michael Malone, the backup coach they had, it doesn't look like he's ready. I really liked what he did, bringing in Peyton Watson for Kawhi. And Peyton Watson is seriously the only one that can influence Kawhi's shot. Aaron Gordon cannot. Nobody on the Denver Nuggets team can. He was just cooking absolutely everybody with the single jab step. Christian Watson is the only one that can guard Kawhi, so he has to play. And I really thought the Denver coach saw that. But even if he did saw it, he didn't trust himself to make that change. And I think if Christian Brown's not hitting shots, he's got to go this series because he's not impactful on either end of the floor right now. And there's just no reason for it. Russell Westbrook has been far better than him. And that's crazy for me to say because Christian Brown was one of the leaders in true shooting percentage. And oof, that's a whole conundrum in itself of playing Westbrook or him. Westbrook's been so good. Obviously the turnovers, but you live with those because he really has been playing well. He's probably been their best floor spacer. I'm not kidding, guys. That is psychotic. But all that matters is hitting your shots, and Westbrook has been hitting his fucking threes. I would like to see Westbrook kind of play either three or straight up attacking, trying to dunk. No more mid range bullshit because it has not been working out for him. And then Joker 7 turn. I could not believe what Joker was doing. He was, I think, trying to do too much, guys. Dribbling into 3 people and then trying to make a hero pass out. And he can do that. And we saw him do that a bunch last night. But that's not the best way for him to play basketball. If the Nuggets can just get Joker the ball, let me draw it. So currently, we are seeing Joker run the pick and roll with Jamal all just on the perimeter, really. And it would be fine if Jamal was hitting his shots, but he's not. So you have to adjust. And the adjustment the Nuggets should have made is having Joker getting the ball here without even dribbling. And why does that make a difference? Because when he's all the way out here, he has to dribble to get in. And he's getting stopped by Clippers players right here. Or even, honestly, right here. Not even that deep in the paint. And that's just not a good enough shot for him. And props to Joker because it's not a good shot taking 2 all the way back here. And that's one of the reasons we've seen Joker take so many threes because he's playing with Jamal all the way out here. The Nuggets have to centrify their offense around Joker only, not Jamal. Jamal is not good enough anymore. I don't know what's happened to Jamal, but Jamal needs to work on being a straight up awful player and just being a high percentage player. He's taking way too many bad shots and missing way too many fucking shots, and it's just killing the Nuggets. It's not a good way to run their offense. And also, same thing with what I said about Evan Mobley and the Cavs. When you have Joker playing here or here, the whole team can operate. It's not just a Jamal Murray and Joker show. That allows Michael Porter Jr. to get involved. That allows Aaron Gordon to get in here instead of just being sitting in the fucking corner. And the Nuggets actually become full offense rather than just being Joker and Jamal like they are right now. And that adjustment must be made. There is no arguments against it. They cannot continue to run the offense the way they have been. And I think they've been very fortunate Joker has hit as many threes as he has. Joker has also missed a ton of twos right here, guys. And I don't know what to say about that. He's just having a couple rough games. And it's not Zubac just locking him up. He's just missing really easy shots. Don't ask me, because I don't have answers for that. And yeah, Jamal Murray has to cut down on the difficulty of shots. Just everything fading one way or the other. Nothing straight on, nothing close to the basket. They're just not high percentage shots, and he doesn't need to. There's so many ways he can get Chris Dunn on his back and get to the basket and pass out of it. And I guess now that I'm saying this, the Nuggets just aren't playing as a team, guys. It's that simple. And that's the big problem I had with Malone, is they weren't playing as a team with him either. But nothing has changed with the new coach. And if that's the case, if nothing has changed, then you've made a mistake firing the old coach. Unless tensions were so bad in the locker room, even so, change must come with a new coach. And it hasn't. It just hasn't. So, yeah, Christian Watson has to guard Kawhi. It's the only chance the Nuggets got. Aaron Gordon cannot take him. And that is very scary for the Nuggets. I think we're seeing really KCP, another glaring hole of, wow, we really needed KCP. And that's something I've been saying all season. I think it would have been better for Kent to stay with the Nuggets too. He looked like, it would be hard for me not to write KCP in the top 60 last year, if not higher, if not top 50 at least. But with the Magic, he's like a top 100 player. He's pretty much a defensive only player now. With the Nuggets, he was a really big part of their offense when things got rough. He became a secondary ball handler that they could trust. And he made a lot of really good plays as the secondary ball handler. And that's just something they don't have right now. Besides Westbrook. But Westbrook is another primary ball handler, score-centric, me-centric ball handler. Just like Jamal. And that is not what they need. They need somebody to play the right fucking way. And the Knicks, what I've been warning you guys about all fucking season, that people have really been hateful towards me. Too much ISO ball. Too much loser ball. Like, basically the same thing as the Nuggets, if that's not crazy. But Brunson just playing, it's literally Brunson is their offense. And it can't be that. Every single Knicks starter is at least a good passer, and they have 3 great passers, if not 3 excellent passers, at the very least. I would say, yeah. And they don't move the ball. They don't do that. They only play through Brunson, and that is 100% on the coach. And this is why I've been saying Thibodeau needs to be fired, and he has been needed to. They don't play as a team yet again. And I'm not sure if the Knicks are going to be okay, guys, because their coach obviously does not see the problem, hasn't seen the problem, and it's because no problem has been identified. No problem is even going to be attempted to be fixed, guys. And it's very simple. Move the ball as a team. Like, it's psychotic. And let Brunson play off ball, for the love of God. The dude is so quick. He has such a nice first step. When he doesn't have to dribble, he's going to be juking people all over the place and getting to his spots so easily, and they're going to be so easy, quick shots for Brunson. And every single other fucking starter on the Knicks is capable of running the pick and roll offense as a ball handler or as a screen guy, capable of doing absolutely fucking everything. This might be, if you guys have heard, there's like, I can't remember the name of the theory or whatever it's called, but the more choices you have, the more paralyzed people will be. I feel like that might be what's happening with the Knicks right now, because they have everything open to them. They can do anything they want offensively. And they don't. They just play through Brunson, ISO, solo ball, loser ball, and everybody else becomes a spot up shooter. That's horrible. That is horrible. So I guess good news for Knicks fans. We have not even seen this team get to 80% of their potential. We've seen it a few times this season. We have never seen it in the half court. And it's just on the coach, guys. Ignorance. Pure ignorance. That's all I can say. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I have no idea what's going to happen with the Knicks series now. I definitely expect the Nuggets to win one at the Clippers now, if not both. Like, the Nuggets have pretty much played their worst ball, and they're coming out 1-1, with one being a 3-point loss. The other one was a 1-point win. So both one-score games. Nuggets definitely have a chance. That's all that shows me. And if they play the right way, they're going to dominate the Clippers. Don't count on that, though. Please do not count on that. And the Knicks, there's a good chance the Knicks could do the same. They could easily win both. And yes, I do mean easily. They just have to play as a team. It's that simple. And I think the Knicks are one of the few teams that are kind of struggling right now in the playoffs, where if they just play their best ball or close to it, they're just going to dominate. And they just have not even been able to come close to that. So, very interesting series. If the Knicks lose another one, I think they might have to fire Thibs, like literally in the playoffs. And I know that's unprecedented, but the same result's going to happen if they don't fire him. He doesn't know how to coach basketball. And guys, what we're finding out, basketball has become much more complex. And now that we're seeing it in the playoffs, we're seeing these double teams coming. Some teams just be completely clueless as how to deal with them. There are a lot of coaches that should not be in the NBA that are. They just don't know how to deal with this shit. And I don't know how actually I do know how they've gotten through. They've been blessed with really good talent. And somebody like Tom Thibodeau, who just spams his starters 40 minutes a night. I mean, you don't even have to coach. These guys are so good. You don't have to, especially in the regular season. But when shit gets tough, you definitely have to. And Thibodeau just can't. It's that simple. Okay, and going to go through these games real quick. So, T-Wolves, I think, are getting 5.5 points again, guys. How? Don't ask me. I don't know how anybody could see what transpired and think that the Lakers should be favored at all. I thought this would be a pick-em. This is very easy. Very easy to see a Timberwolves winning again. The Lakers to win this, I don't know if they can, guys. They just do not have the personnel to defend the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves have the personnel to defend them and to score on them. I feel really bad for the Lakers. This is seriously the worst matchup they could have. So, yeah. Timberwolves money line, don't hate it. Spread, pretty much a lock to me. And you guys will rarely hear me say that. Do not gamble. Yeah. Definitely ways the Timberwolves could lose. They could spam threes like fucking idiots and not take advantage of their length and athleticism, and they could easily lose. So just keep that in mind. This game, I'm very, very interested in the Thunder Grizz game. So we got to remember the Grizz played like 3 playoff games, I think, including the last regular season game. I think that mattered for them. So it wasn't too shocking to me to see them go down that big. At the same time, the Grizz are probably in trouble. Okay, their starting lineup needs to be this. And yes, that stands for Gregory Jackson. So, to the Grizzlies coach credit, he did bench Edey completely coming out to the second half. And Edey's just unplayable right now, especially versus Thunder team. You just can't. He's like 2 or 3 steps behind where he needs to be mentally. Let's not even talk physically right now. Edey can't. I think Edey can play off the bench for sure, for sure. And I think he is somebody that you have to play a zone for him right now on defense. And also when he's on the court, you need to just feed him. Put people in foul trouble. Literally just pick and roll with him every time right here, guys. Every single time you're feeding Edey in the paint, getting the Thunder in foul trouble. That is imperative. Another thing, I think the Grizz have to call in Tony Allen and just beg him to help them figure out how to defend Shea. Because Bane has to guard J-Dub. Has to. And either Vince Williams or Gigi is going to have to guard Shea. And Ja, I think, also. Which I'm not really a fan of that because it's a lot of work on Ja. But, yeah. So, SGA, somebody, either Gigi or Vince Williams is going to have to guard him. That allows Bane to guard J-Dub. Santi, probably Triple J versus Chet, guys. Either one of these two. Probably both of them. Both these versus the 4 and 5. Santi might be better on Chet. I think Santi is a decent amount quicker than Triple J is when it comes to lateral movement and changing directions. Mainly changing directions after they get going. Chet he's so athletic, man. People really don't realize how good he is. But yeah, whoever, just probably both of these guys. Throw him at Chet occasionally, give him different looks. And yeah, so this will be Chet Hartenstein for these two. I'll just put 4 or 5. And then that leaves Ja with a pretty good defensive matchup against either Cason Wallace or Lou Dort or Caruso, something like that. So Ja he is going to have to be the guy that helps onto Shea. And basically GG, Vince Williams, they're just there to keep Shea in front of him. Stop letting him get right to the basket. They have to, or else it's over. And Shea he didn't even need to do anything last game. J-Dub is actually a huge problem here. Bane is the only person on the Thunder that can on the Grizz that can deal with J-Dub. Maybe you can say Vince Williams Jr. for a few minutes. Maybe Gregory you can say. Physically, yeah. Mentally, J-Dub is just going to cook him, guys. J-Dub, he's one of the best players in the league. I think if there was any player, and I'm going to make another video on this, but I could coach, it would be J-Dub, guys. There's just not a single thing J-Dub cannot do. And he's literally the evolved version of Marcus Smart, except put in a top 20 offensive player, if not better, including everything he can do, like passing, absolutely everything. The dude is insane. He is, I think will probably surpass Shea, guys. That's how good J-Dub is. So yeah, this is really tough for the Grizzlies. It ended up being a much tougher matchup than I thought. This series is far from over, and I could easily see the Grizz stealing one. However, I'm definitely not going to bet that against the Thunder at home. I believe the spread is only minus 14.5, and after you lose by 50, that's pretty impressive that you're only giving up one more point than the first game one pregame line. Not sure if that's good or bad. I don't know if the public is spamming the Grizzlies. I highly doubt it. So I'm guessing Vegas is holding the line there, and I understand that. If the Grizz run this lineup right here, they have a really good chance of covering. If they don't, and if they play Edie, they're done for. And it's so unfortunate that people don't understand the problem with Edie, but I made plenty of videos on that. I'm not going to get into that. And for the last one, so Lame Time is back, guys. It's good for the Bucks, especially versus a team like the Pacers. They need him, especially to close out the game. However, if Doc Rivers does not stagger he and Giannis, the Bucks are done for. They're probably going to get swept. What does staggering mean? When Giannis is on the bench, Dame is in the game. When Giannis is in the game, Dame is on the bench. There cannot be a single minute without one of those two on the court. And honestly, unless Lame Time has really been studying how Giannis plays without him, the Bucks are just cooked. You know, this is one of the worst trades ever. Lame Time just has not been able to understand how he needs to play with Giannis. And again, what is the coach doing? Doc Rivers, he just said, hey, you two go figure it out. That is literally what Doc Rivers said. And that honestly is a sound strategy for some things, but you've now had a full season, 3 full seasons of it not working out. You need to coach. You need to show them, hey, this is what you should do in this situation. Hey, look at this. Let's start doing this. And it's pretty simple. It's really just Lame Time actually running the pick and roll with Giannis and looking to not only just shoot off of it, to actually get the ball to fucking Giannis after the pick and roll. It's that simple, guys. And Lame Time just cannot do that. And he hasn't even been looking to try at all since he's been traded. So I think it's pretty psychotic to think that's going to change. Kevin Porter Jr. must get a lot of minutes. And also Kuzma, if he's off, he just needs to be immediately yanked. And there's no reason to play him. And he's looked horrible the last 3 or 4 weeks. So Doc Rivers has to make changes. He has to go with the hot hand. He has to give Pat Connaughton a chance if the team is really shitting that bad. Pacers at home are a very tough matchup. Let me look what the spread is real quick. All right, it's only a 4-point spread. It's really hard for me not to like the Pacers here. Really hard. I don't even know how the Bucks can win, guys. This matchup is so hard for Giannis because of Miles Turner and Siakam and Obi Toppin and Jabari Walker. They just have so many people to throw at Giannis. Lame Time is going to be locked up by Nembhard and Nesmith, and Nesmith can also guard Giannis to give another look. It is a very tough matchup. Doc Rivers' rotations are actually also just fucking psychotic. Refuses to trust Brook Lopez. Psychotic. Yeah, the more I think about this, the more I think the Pacers are pretty much a lock to win this one. I think Vegas is definitely overvaluing Lame Time, but we'll see. You know, I'm getting a little bit shaky in my fucking picks after last night, which I shouldn't be. I've thought about those games a lot, and both the Nuggets and the Knicks pretty much played not exactly the worst they could, but very close to it. Like bottom 20% of performances. And if we take into account some of the stupid shit that both of those teams did last night, yeah, it makes sense they would lose, and it also makes sense if they don't do those very stupid things, they would win. So we're in for a really interesting playoffs. That's all I can tell you guys. This has been by far, I think, the closest first round we've had ever, in my life at least. Comment below if you think there has been a closer first round, like altogether, not just certain series. The entire first round seems very interesting to me. But yeah, that's what I got for y'all. Patreon. I'm just gonna have to make another one, unfortunately. I think just having the NBA tag in my fucking name flagged me by Patreon, and they just stopped responding to me, and I'm still banned. So that's fun, right? But that's where I'm gonna start putting all of my game reviews, because I mean, YouTube, the NBA, their copyright bullshit is just insane, man, and it's really discouraging. So yeah, I will link my Patreon in the bio and in the description and fucking comments. Yeah, it's just gonna be my raw game reviews. So yeah, let me know, and it's free, 100% free. Let me know what you guys think. If there's another platform that I can use, I don't know if you need a Patreon account, but again, it's free to view my content. If I can make it so you don't need to create an account, I definitely will. I also was thinking about just making my own website, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I might just do that, guys. But yeah, shit. Okay, yeah. Uh, no Patreon for now. All right, just I'll link it if I get my website up, or choose Patreon. I gotta think about it. But yeah, take care, guys. Peace out.